Yeah, I just want to say before the whole video starts, there's an embarrassing amount of stuff that I missed in my last video, and I am truly sorry for that. The problem is that we didn't know how to get Fulbright to work, so we weren't able to really see underneath the map or outside of the bounds, but now we can, and it's pretty cool. Oh, and I also just wanted to say, I did not write a script for this video, or the last video, so sorry about my bad voiceover. I should probably write a script. I will next time. I'm just too lazy to at the moment. That's a really bad excuse, but... Yo, what's up? I'm probably not going to spend too much time with this intro because you've heard it before. Yeah, I just explained everything I had to explain. So, yeah, let's basically just get into it. I've got some pretty cool stuff to show this time. Alright, so to begin, here we are in the outside of the map. As you can see already that there is some stuff that doesn't deload. This pile of dust is like always here. I don't know exactly why, I guess they just forgot to put it in the sublevel. And along with this, there's also an old version of some sort of room. I don't know what room this is, but it's just kind of laying out here. I don't think this is ever used in-game, and if it is, I would like to know where, because it's all untextured. So that's a little weird. And there's a Braun doll underneath this map. Now, there is a Braun doll in the office, and it's literally the same model. It's got like the rope around its neck and everything, but it's in a different spot. It's underneath this vent here. So it's kind of weird that there's one that's under the map across the room. Also, something I thought was pretty funny is that these boards that are kind of above the stairs go really far down. I guess they just used a wall tile or something to give a little wood, because the stairs kind of bend, so you can see a little bit of wood. It's just weird that they kept the whole wall there. Here's a better look at this little murder scene back here. Something that you'll see a lot in this chapter is these little cubes that are behind some hallways, which are actually fake voids. They use something called depth fade, I believe, which basically give the effect of a super dark room, when in reality it's just a cube. There's nothing back there.
Are you? I was just trying to get the power back on. Here.
Now, I don't know how significant this really is, but there is some dust particles behind this door. I don't know if they're in the full room and I'm just not seeing them, but to my knowledge, I don't see any dust around. So it's a little weird that they're just sitting out here. I guess the radius on the particle could be pretty big. I don't know, maybe they're for the lamp or something. Something I forgot to mention is there's actually another door underneath this door. I think this was here in the prototype as well, but in that build, the door was just a normal door. It wasn't its own model. I don't know why it's still here. Here's a better look at these little office areas. They're all just hallways with fake voids in them, which is kind of disappointing, but I guess it makes sense. Also, a pretty cool trick I learned about the slide is that the slide isn't actually always there. You drop down the hole and then either the slide spawns in or you teleport. I would imagine it spawns in and deloads the map above you, but yeah, it's not there.
Listen, I'm going to need you to trust me.
Now, what I was looking for out here was a little something I had seen in the prototype. Now, it doesn't actually spawn in until the first mommy encounter, which is a little strange, and after that point, it's in for a long time. I don't even know when it deloaded, but you're gonna see what that was in a little bit. Alright, here's a clear view of the sign here that was knocked over, this name. Also, here's a better look at that missing wall panel, and then those two, like 5 extra panels outside. Still no idea what those are for.
A new playmate. So long. Isn't this exciting?
Quick pause right here to appreciate how high this ceiling is. It looks like they built it and then added a void on it, completely covering all of the work that they did. I feel really bad for these developers. Now over here we have just about the coolest and weirdest thing I have ever seen. It's a trailer left over. If you remember, this is from the beginning of the Chapter 2 announcement trailer. And what's really weird about this is that usually these shots are recorded in completely separate maps. But here, it's in the level. This is completely uncommon. I have never seen this in any other game before, and this is actually seen in the level for a long time. I don't know exactly when it goes away, but it happens after this scene is triggered. So why then specifically, I have no idea. But yeah, just thought that was interesting. Also, after that cutscene finishes, we see the return of this weird, creepy mommy, which loops an animation for a bit, of grabbing the red hand. And then next to this is also Poppy, but all tied up. I don't know why she's all the way out here while the other one is right next to the hallway, but yeah. It's really weird. This whole cutscene is weird. I wouldn't be surprised if some other thing is like off in the distance that I have no idea about. Also, coming back to this plushie over here, it actually uses the Scary Huggy model, which is a common theme for this chapter, weirdly enough. All of the Whack-A-Huggies and Kissy Missy, they all use the Scary Huggy model. And there are actually two Kissies that you'll see under the map later that use the Statue Huggy model, like the smiling one. So it's really weird that they use the scary one every other time. Also, ignore what I'm doing here. I'm just messing around with the different view modes. I think this is the game without post-processing, but I could be wrong. I mentioned this last video, but Poppy is always up in this room, and in fact, this room is actually extremely messy. Those levers are from the train. This pipe clips into a vent. The UVs on some of the models are awful. This ceiling goes up really high, and that like panel board thing is just made up. I don't know how to describe it. It's disgusting up close. You can see it in the normal game too, but it's just easier to see in full bright. Also, out of bounds here, after you walk on that catwalk at the end of the chapter, there's the slide, but what's actually supposed to be there is a flight of stairs. These stairs are where you would have gone originally, but for some reason they decided to choose a slide. You can even see the doorway there still. I don't know why they used a slide. It would have made a lot more sense to just use the staircase, and they had it fully modeled, and they had it fully mapped out. It's weird. Alright, so now we're actually getting to some interesting stuff. Underneath this musical memory, actually I think it's connected to statues, but there's this little room that's one of those rooms. There's like a fake room kind of next to it. I don't know if this is where the stairs led originally or what, but you can kind of see that for a second. I kind of skipped over it. Sorry about that. And then Mommy's still here. I don't know. And something else interesting about this room is that out of bounds, there are actually 2 buttons. I didn't know this at the time, but these actually control these control this conveyor belt that kind of carries the hands over to the painting machine. But they don't paint them. They actually just kind of move the hands across the conveyor belt. I thought this was a little weird that they didn't activate the paint bucket. I expected it to be the paint bucket, but turns out it was the hands. And yeah, I just thought that was a little strange. You're about to see it in a second, just hold on. Here's a better look at Bunzo, and actually the blueprint for the train is actually up here, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Oh, isn't it amazing? Mommy hasn't seen the place up and running in years. Mommy can only imagine how excited Bunzo must be. It's been such a long time since he's been able to play, to cheer, to eat. Oh, that's the dinner bell. Good luck.
Now underneath the map, there's actually these little bits of default text that kind of control what's on the screens, and this will actually be more obvious once the final round starts. I'll show you here.
It broke. That's no fun. For doing such a splendid job, Mommy has decided to give you part of the code for the train. Look up. Take it.
Now here we are in the rejected toys. Something interesting about this room is that there is a whole display underneath the map. I don't know why this is here, and it actually looks a lot like the one from chapter 1, only with a few additional cutouts that you see throughout the first chapter. Man, these guys are real funny. Here's a better look at the Whack-A-Wuggies and their little tubes.
The toys in this game used to have strings attached to them, so they could be pulled back when they got too close to the children. Have fun.
I need to know whose idea it was to do this. This just looks silly. Also, you might have noticed that his model overlays everything else in the environment. This is so that he doesn't clip through surfaces in his jump scare.
Oh, you did it. Hooray! Mommy is so proud of you. Here, Mommy has another hint for you. never too late to change your mind.
Alright, now we're coming up to the first Kissy Missy encounter, but something weird that you'll notice about this is that there are multiple Kissy Missies, and a lot of them have placeholder textures. This one uses the nice huggy model from chapter 1, not the scary version like the final one does, and it's more purple. This one over here is the same thing, it just isn't going through an animation for some weird reason. And then there's another one, which is the one that's used, which has the final textures, and it's using the scary huggy model. I don't know why these are still here. I don't know why they decided to use the scary huggy model, but they did. Rest in peace, Barry. You will forever be missed. While this tape plays, I'm gonna go over some cool things about this room. So, as you can see there, Mommy's animation is more sad, which is a little sad. All of these offices are connected. It's just blocked off by a collapse. There's this "thanks for playing" text, which I assume is for playtesters, though I have no confirmation on that. PJ actually comes in from the lobby area of the game station, and he just crawls down through the ceiling. And there's this text underneath the map that says "waiting for player," which I assume is waiting for the trigger to start to activate this minigame. Here's more "thanks for playing" text. And this hallway behind all of this rubble goes on for a lot longer, which makes me wonder if maybe this section was a lot longer before they cut it short.
They called me Mommy because I was the closest thing they ever had to one. But they come for games and never come back. They left Mommy to die alone. Mommy didn't deserve that. But you worked here. So if anyone deserves to die alone, it's you.
Now I just want to say, in my last video, I completely skipped over this hospital area, even though it is one of the most interesting locations in this chapter. Not just from the untextured models, but also from the dead toys that are all over the room, and the giant wheelchair in the background that I still don't know if it was for one of the toys, or if it was just to make the scene look cool. Weird anomaly here, there is a giant white cube above this hallway. I don't know what it's doing there. Also, that room that you would have gone to if Mommy didn't jump down from the ceiling, there's nothing there. I just wanted to include that.
I asked you to play fair, and you cheated! I hate cheaters! Now, we're going to play one last game! It's called Hide and Seek! 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Something interesting I noticed about this hallway is that underneath this door, there are two placeholder doors, which I assume are made out of geometry brushes, which are often used to block out parts of a map before making them, actually finished. Now, I haven't seen anybody else bring this up, but just above this furnace room, there is this weird stock placeholder cobweb, or spider web. I don't know what it's doing here, it's just sitting right there out of bounds. Cool little bit of level design here. There's a staircase that collapsed during the chase, but it actually leads to another area from earlier in the chapter. They just blocked it off with a wall for some reason. Cool little fun fact, they originally used a different door before replacing it with a gate. Like, I don't know, you can still see the model there underneath. And then under this, you can also see a bunch of text for making notes for the chase. And then next to these pillars, you can see these missing gear. I think this was used originally before they replaced it with the final puzzle, but that's kind of cool. Other thing is you can see a placeholder default Unreal Engine cylinder. I don't know why this is here. It doesn't even match up with any of the final geometry, but whatever. Over here you can see a placeholder lever along with two mommies. This thing looks like a lollipop, I'm gonna be honest. I sure hope they didn't delete whatever this note was telling them to not delete. Here's a better look at this little toy room during the chase. I still have no idea why this is here.
Did you kill her? Good. I'll board the train. We need to leave.
Here's a closer look at that panel I was talking about earlier, the one I hate so much. I'm just gonna put in this fun little glitch I found in chapter 1 as a little bonus thing for making it to the end of this video. Well, thank you for making it to the end of this video. I had no script. I basically gave up on the video for months. I only had half of it done, and I just finished it all today. So sorry about that. I think after I looked into it, things were actually pretty interesting, and I'm glad we actually found out how to make it Fulbright. But, yeah, I guess that's for today's video. I will see you all next time, probably. I would love to hear more suggestions on more games I could cover if any of you wanted to see those. I don't want this channel to be exclusive to this game. So yeah. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.